And a little good cheer as we go along. That's why it's called the Open Line to the West Coast. Bobby in Los Angeles, back to Southern California. You're on KGO San Francisco.
Hello to Northern California.
Hey.
Listen, I have a bit of a beef to pick with you. I'll try to make it simple. Whenever I used to argue with anyone regarding the Iraq War, as I am against it, one of the arguments I'd give out is that there's a contradiction. And the contradiction is, if you thought Iraq was a threat with weapons, and one of the biggest threats, why did the Republicans and Bush and the Democrats give a pass to Pakistan and give billions of dollars to Pakistan and call them an ally? And I give this argument to you, too, I remember. I don't remember your exact words, but basically, depending on...
In fact, I think I remember your voice, and I could almost remember your exact words with
Okay.
this argument, and I can give you the same answer I gave you then.
Okay. Well, before you do, I'd like to... Since what you said is the same answer, I assume you still have a defense for that. So then I ask you this question. Is there anything Pakistan can do for you to say they're the biggest threat out?
No, I don't think they are the biggest threat out there for the simple reason, and I told you the last time, there is a balancing force against Pakistan, and its name is India. Okay, the same way there was a balancing force between the former Soviet Union and the United States.
Mm-hmm.
There is no balancing force in the case of Iran. There wasn't any, and it was proven. Nothing moderated Saddam Hussein in his willingness to attack others. And that was the main threat.
Okay, now if that's your answer, then I give you two quick responses. The first one, I'm Indian, by the way. My parents are from India. Mm-hmm. Many people in India, whether it's government, newspaper, or average Joe, have been saying that when you give billions of dollars to Pakistan, it is actually not only hurting Americans and innocent people, it's hurting the people in India because there are so many places where that money goes that they don't know where the money goes. The FBI, CIA have admitted that. They don't know where all the money goes. And then the terrorists use that, and they kill people. So when you say India is a balance...
But are you aware of how much that we give to India, directly and indirectly?
Is India threatening anyone?
No, but are you aware of how much money we give them?
Yes,
well, I mean, look, who is Pakistan threatening?
How many terrorist organizations are there in Pakistan that go around killing people outside of Pakistan and inside of Pakistan?
A good many, but there are many terrorist organizations in India.
Right, they do, right.
Yeah, they're all over the place in India. You know the Muslim population. In fact, a number of terrorist cells have been tracked back to, planned, and supported by groups in India.
So then that's where I'm confused. When you say this, you sound like you do know what you're talking about, which I give you credit. You really are one of the few people that actually knows what Pakistan is doing. So what I don't get is when you say that India is used as a counterweight, which you are right, and when you say that there's terrorist groups killing people all over, which you are right, if you're giving billions of dollars to this country and some of that money is going to terrorist groups and killing innocent people...
Yeah, but you make this assumption that it's going to terrorist groups.
No,
it is possible. You say it isn't because, as you point out, your allegiances are to India, and you look at Pakistan as a great threat.
That's not fair. America.
Well, you just volunteered that to me. I didn't say anything unfair.
Right. My allegiance is to America and India, by the way. But on a second note,
yes.
America itself has admitted. This is not Bobby in L.A. saying this or the internet telling me this. America itself has admitted that they don't know where all the money is going, and Pakistan government officials have said it is going to some terrorist groups.
Well, I have yet to see an admission on the part of Pakistani officials that they're siphoning our money to terrorist groups. I'm sorry, I don't know what your authority is there.
Yeah, well, how it works is they don't come on and say, well, we take America's money and we willingly give it to the people.
Look, I'm sorry, but I strongly suspect you choose to believe that, and that's nice in the rumor mill. But we've had very strong scrutiny. Okay,
can I give you some information to back that up?
Sure, give me a piece.
I think his name is Peter Bergen, CNN. He's one of the most biggest experts when it comes to Pakistan. He said that many officials don't come out on record openly admitting it, but in the background they say the money is going sometime.
Yeah, and you know Peter Bergen's background, by the way, at CNN. He's a #1 U.S. policy hater. Times I've confronted him right to his face in his teeth. Right. He's a #1 U.S. American policy hater.
How about Charles Krauthammer?
Krauthammer, I'm not familiar with anything he's disliked about American policy, but hey, maybe he says the same thing. Again, they say this as an opinion, But what you don't know is how many times has there been retribution against Pakistani officials when we found out that, in fact, they were sympathetic to terrorist organizations, and how much money they didn't get because of that. But are you familiar with how much that we feed to India at the same time?
Yeah, but again, India...
No, don't just say yeah, but you've got terrorist organizations all over India. There are political figures in India sympathetic with them. We confront the same problem there, only not as much and not as publicly.
Okay, so then basically, India, you understand, when you say we're giving money to India, is India invading or converting people to Islam? Are there the non-Muslim population, are they a threat to the rest of the world, such as the Pakistanis, such as the Iranians?
There are large groups in India that sure as hell are doing that,
right,
and certainly supporting terrorist activities, not only in India but in Pakistan and Indonesia and all over the world. So they've been identified time and again.
Right, so it's an equal level when you bring up...
I don't know whether there's as many in Pakistan as India, but don't give me the clean hands story on one side, and the others are all crooks, or stabbing us in the back.
I'm doing that, but when I gave the example of Peter Bergen, I apologize. I realized...
Yeah, you should apologize. That guy is a number one hater of American policy. Certainly, the entire Bush administration and the wars in Afghanistan. I mean, in Iraq and now Afghanistan.
Right. The reason I did that is because I know as a caller my time is limited, so I try to give a...
No, it hasn't been. I've let you talk to get a lot of opinions out because it's a very important subject.
Right. But I'm really... So when you say we're giving money to India, and please don't mistaken me as just someone who's linked only to India and not America. I'm a proud American. Are you basically saying that India is on the same level as Pakistan and Indonesia?
No, I don't know how to measure the level, because all you're talking about is the opinions of people like Bergen or Kraudheimer or somebody else. Where are the hard facts? I'll tell you what I know, my friend. Yeah. I know where most of that money, when you talk about aid, I know what sort of hardware it is, what represents it, the goods that are handed to them. We don't hand them a check for billions of dollars. You understand that, don't you?
Okay.
We hand them equipment. Primarily military equipment.
All right. Will you at least acknowledge we don't know where all the money's going?
Oh, I don't think anybody knows where all the money's going. When you have $1 billion, it's hard to believe that anything less than 100 million of that isn't wasted somewhere.
Okay. So then, can I ask your opinion then? Do you think any of that money's gone to terrorist organizations?
Oh yeah, I think some of it has, and we've punished a number of Pakistani officials for that reason.
Okay, so
and we have also blacklisted a number of Indian officials for that same reason. Okay, I mean you don't see that in your newspaper, but you can go find it out if you want.
Again, I give you credit. You're one of the few people that actually mentions that. But then, so if you're acknowledging that money probably does go there and they're killing innocent people, and Bin Laden caught today in a mansion.
So look, your argument is we should stop all of